Hello, beautiful angels. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And this video is going to be about opposite results, letting the old man die, all of that. I'm going to try and cover this pretty quickly because I have another or a session in a second, and I'm trying to make these videos before I go out of town. So before I get started, I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. I talk about manifestation, law of assumption, all that good stuff. So if you're interested, then you should subscribe, like the video, comment, share it with anybody that you think it will help. I do have coaching available. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, there are links in the description. I am also hosting a month-long specific person group coaching. Okay, this is like a group coaching intensive, trying to create the results that took me a year in 1 month by navigating you guys around all the mistakes and horrible things. Well, I won't say horrible. I didn't do anything horrible, but just, you know, all the wrong decisions I made and getting you guys right to the good stuff and right to the point. So if you are interested, then send me an email and I will get you details. Okay, there's early bird pricing until the 17th. I know that this video is going to be probably coming out like very close to the 17th, so hurry up and email me. Okay, as long as your email is in by the 17th, then I got you. So well, yeah, like if it's my fault, like if I don't respond in time but you sent it on the 17th, then I got you. All right, so without further ado, let's talk about this very quickly. Okay, so this is the thing about opposite results, the old man dying, all of these things, right? First of all, I already know there's going to be somebody that says, oh, well, this is a limiting belief and that doesn't have to happen and yada, yada, yada. And I get that, right? And that's true. But the truth and the fact of it is that it does happen, right? And when it happens, if people are not aware of it, right, aware of what's going on, they just think that they're doing something wrong and they just give up. Okay, so I'm very happy for everybody who has a wonderful, pleasant experience manifesting. Okay, but there's some people that don't, and I want to talk to them and just reassure them, right, so that they can at least get what they want, and then they can create a beautiful experience for their next manifestation. Okay, or even this one. But awareness is key, you guys, so that we know what's happening is not an accident. Okay, so why do opposite results happen? Okay, this is the thing, is that when you're shifting, you guys, when you're shifting self-concepts, when you're manifesting, all right, you, like, who you have been, your old story, although it may be unpleasant, right, is familiar to yourself. So yourself is very familiar with the limiting beliefs that you have. It's very familiar with life not working out for you. It's very familiar with you being alone, or you being broke, or you being unhealthy. So when you come in and you're like, oh, you know, we're going to be healthy and rich and in love, and your ego self, your old man self is like, that sounds really scary. We don't know anything about that life, right? No, let's stay like this, right? So as you continue to impress your subconscious mind, you continue to start to shift internally, realize that the first shift that you're going to have is mental, right? So you're going to start identifying as a different person. You're going to start feeling like a different person. So what happens is, a lot of times we're right in the midst of that shift where we're feeling different, we're thinking different, we're identifying differently, but 3D has not hardened into fact yet, right? Because this is a physical world. Physical things move kind of slower. So like the physical manifestation is the absolute last evidence of your manifestation. Okay, it's the absolute last thing to pop into place. It starts as a kind of idea, and then it plop into your brain as a desire. Then it starts to become a belief and an assumption that you have. Then it starts to become an identity that you take on, and then it pops into your reality as an experience, right? And so this is the thing, is that this is why things that don't matter to us, or things that are so small, manifest so quickly, because they don't require an identity shift. They don't require all of that, right? So it just happens. But for some other things, it requires an identity shift. And so when your identity shifts, number one, your old self, your ego self is trying to hold on. It's trying to kind of like sway you back into the old story, right? And we a lot of times let it do that because we're like, well, look at what's happening. This is why you can't rely on 3D for your validation, right? That's why it takes you so long, because you shift here and then you take 10 steps back when you're looking for what was about to pop through, but you just change your mind that it's not working anymore. Okay. So that's why it's happening. It's also very more polarizing because when you're a person who believes, you know, I don't deserve the best, I deserve the worst, like I'm not shit, I'm not valuable, I'm not worthy, I'm not, you know, enough, and a person is showing up and treating you like that, well, they're just confirming what you believe, right? So even though it hurts, even though it's uncomfortable, it fits because you're deep down, you believe that about yourself. When you decide and you start working on your self-concept and you're like, no, I deserve way more, like I'm very valuable, I'm very worthy, like, and somebody is treating you that way, now it's polarizing, right? It's polarizing. Like the difference between someone who, you know, I don't know, a kid goes to his grandma's house and he's used to getting, you know, caviar eggs for breakfast, and his grandma lives on a farm and, you know, is barely getting him, you know, some fruit Cheerios or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's a polarizing experience. Whereas the boy who is, you know, already his mom lives on the farm down the street and he goes to see his grandma at the farm, well, it's no different for him. So it's not that jarring, right? When you start to take on a new concept and identity of yourself and you're still being faced with the old circumstances, it's more polarizing, and that's why it causes such a strong reaction within you. But the key is to persist, okay? The key, number one, is awareness, right? Just like I said in the beginning, because I get what people are saying, but you need to know if it's happening to you. If it's not happening to you, I'm glad for you. But if it's happening to you, you need to know that this is a good sign, not a bad sign, right? This is a sign to persist, not to give up. If you don't know that, that can keep you in this state for years, okay? Of taking 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, okay? So that awareness that, you know what, this is just the old story. Well, Olivia, how do I know if it's the old story? How do I know if it's not? Decide, right? How do you know? You know, because you decide. It's your world. You decide. Is it or is it not? Right? It's the old story. Decide that it's the old story. Recognize it as the old story. Identify it as the old story so that it doesn't continue to perpetuate in your experience and you keep agreeing with it, right? And being like, oh yeah, this is still who I am. Like, no, it's the old story. It's dying off. That's the only reason it's even here. And here's who I am, reinforcing your new belief, okay? So invalidate yourself, right? This is why it's so important, because like I just explained, if you are shifting, this is happening up here first. Okay? So that's your first evidence. If you are taking your first evidence and basically saying, "Oh, it doesn't mean anything. What I really need is what's in front of me. Until I see what's in front of me, then I'm not shifting, it's not working, I'm not identifying." You're going to perpetually be in that state. You're going to perpetually be in that state of trying and not getting anything, right? Validate yourself. Decide, yes, it's working. Yes, I feel different. Like, and honestly, you guys, listen, tune in, okay? When you start to feel different, when you are in the face of the same circumstance and you feel different, when you're broke, but you're not scared anymore, right? When your SP hasn't hit you up, but you're not feeling lonely and desperate anymore, right? When whatever is going on in front of you doesn't jar you anymore and doesn't shake you, you're unbothered, that is high evidence that you have shifted and that your manifestation is about to happen. So please take it. And how do you get there, right? By being aware in that moment that, you know what, I'm feeling this is happening, these opposite results, this is the old man dying. And now in that moment that I realize that, I have the chance to react and go back into the old identity, or I have the chance to trust and solidify the new identity and say, regardless of what I'm seeing, I'm choosing that it's working out for me. Okay? Regardless, it's working out for me. Choose. Always choose that. Persist. I cannot emphasize that enough, you guys. Okay? Because persisting is always the difference between whether you're going to get it or not. All right? So take the opposite results that you're seeing as proof, evidence that it's going to work out for you. a really quick story because I really need to go. But when my first big manifestation, one of my first manifestations ever was a car when I first learned about it. And you guys, the morning of, I lost my license. Couldn't find my license. Was literally like ripping the house up, like to find my license. But you know what I did? I remained calm. After that, the first place we went to, they were like, nope, your credit is too new. Nobody, this is what he told me. Nobody's going to sell you a car. Nobody's going to sell you a car. You need a cosigner. I said, okay, we left. Next place, got my car. At any point when my license was gone, I could have been like, oh, this isn't working. It's not going to work. When they told me nobody's going to sell you a car, I could have took their word for, okay, nobody's going to sell me a car. No, I persisted, right? And I got what I wanted, okay? So I am intending that this helps you. I know that it does. If you guys would like to have coaching with me, links in the description. If you would like to join my Light of Love group coaching for next month in August, email me. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm intending this prospers you in every way that it can. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in a video soon.